Hello, good day. I hope everyone is okay. My name is Lenny Luceranas, and for today's video, this is all about the three board games that I choose, which are chess, darts, and reverse. Now, let's first discuss chess board games, brief history, basic rules, piece movement, and ground rules.
Chess board games has been known since ancient history, with the oldest records being paintings in mastabas of the 1st and 3rd dynasties of Egypt around 3100 to 2700 BC. The first known version of chess appeared around the 6th century in India and was called Chaturanga, played on a board of the game Ash Tapada. According to legend, chess was invented by Grand Vizier Sisa Ben Dahir and given as a gift to King Shahram of India. And the ground rules, the king may move one square in any direction, so as long as no piece is blocking his path, the queen may move any number of squares straight or diagonally in any direction. The rook may move straight any number of squares horizontally or vertically. Basic rules. The chessboard consists of 64 squares over 8 horizontal rank and 8 vertical files. Every player has 16 chess pieces, one side white, the other black. These includes pawns, knights, bishops, rooks, queens, and kings. Each side has 8 pawns, 2 rooks, 2 knights, 2 bishops, and a single queen and king. The pawns are situated on the second rank in front of your other chess pieces. The rooks sit in the corners next to them, the knights, then the bishops. The queen sits on the square of her color and the king stands next to her white queen on the white board. Chess pieces can only move in one direction except the knight chess piece. For example, a rook cannot move 5 squares forward and then the 3 squares the side in same turn. Chess pieces can capture opposing chess pieces by moving onto the square they occupy, remaining until the next turn. Let's start with the pawns. Pawn can usually move 1 square forward. The rook is allowed to move along one whole file vertically and horizontally and take any piece of its way. The horse-shaped knight is the only chess piece that can jump over the other parts. The bishops dominates the diagonals. The queen has the greatest freedom of movement. The king can also move in any direction but only one square at a time. He has to be well protected throughout the game because while you can lose their other pieces when the king is trapped, you lose the game. So for this game, I'll lose and Yuki won at the second game. For the first game, I win. Modern darts were invented by a carpenter from Lancashire named Brian Gumlin in 1896. However, histories go back much further. Darts began as a military pastime originating in England during the medieval era in the first couple of decades of the 14th century. Ground rules. In a game of 501, the object is for one player or a team to be the first to reach zero from starting total of 501. Simple terms, after 3 darts are thrown, the throwing player subtracts the total score from his current total till he reaches zero. To reach zero, each player must finish by throwing a double. If player 1 has 36 remaining, he must hit double 18 to win. In contrast, if player 2 has 45 remaining, he must strike a single 5 double 20 to win, or another combination of scores provided the final dart scores in a double. Basic rules of darts. Each player starts with a score of 501 and takes turns to throw 3 darts. Score for each turn is calculated and deducted from the player's total. Bullseye scores 50. The outer ring scores 25 in a dart. In the double of treble ring counts double or treble the segment score. Piece movement. The act of throwing a dart is made up of 3 movements: the take back, release, and follow through. The game of reverse was patented in 1888, though it is strongly resembles an earlier game of 1870. Next section on which it was probably based, this product of Victorian board game boom remained popular until World War I, after which it was largely forgotten in 1968. The game was reinvented in Japan as Othello. Piece movement. Usually the pieces are placed diagonally from each other. Each player may make one move per turn after setup begins and black typically goes first. Each turn you put 1 new pieces on the board. Chosen square is where the piece stays. You cannot move squares like in chess. Basic rules. You must place the pieces so that the opponent piece or a throw opponent's pieces is flanked by your pieces. Ground rules. Each pieces played must be laid adjacent to an opponent's pieces so that the opponent's piece or a row of opponent pieces is flanked by the new piece and another piece of the player's color. All of the opponent's pieces between these 2 pieces are captured and turned over to match a player's color. So for this game, I lose and Leaky won. Thank you so much for watching and hope you enjoyed the video.